The altcoin apocalypse is upon us. The Bitcoin monster is here to eat them all. Repent now, for the time of ultimate reckoning is here. Or is it? Well, many commentators keep repeating that altseason will come soon as if it's some kind of magical incantation that will bring about altseason. The reality has actually been very, very different. But does that mean that there is no hope left for altcoins? And is there no opportunity left in the altcoin markets? Quite the opposite, actually. Now, before we do explore that, if you are looking for a way to get an edge on the market, then check out SIMETRI. This is a sweet new offering from the guys over at Crypto Briefing, which is giving you access to the same kind of information that major venture capital funds use in order to find the best investments in the market, and which helps give them the edge to make great returns. There is a referral link down below, which if you use, I will receive a small commission for, but which costs you nothing extra. So, while some commentators and analysts are saying that altcoins will never come back, I think that they are wrong. And I love Bitcoin. Bitcoin is a monster. It's been cruising through the markets big time. But I think that those analysts are already being proven wrong by the altcoin markets. Of course, though, you just can't deny the dominance of Bitcoin right now. And Bitcoin dominance is at its highest level in 18 months. Now, previously when that happened, it was followed up by a big altcoin run. But Bitcoin is currently experiencing a phase of transcendence. The brand awareness of Bitcoin, the ability to move in and out of fiat easily is a big thing in the favor of Bitcoin. The approval from mainstream finance, the emphasis to provide clear rules from regulators for Bitcoin, the growing Bitcoin derivatives market. In fact, this is where many are going right now to find huge gains in crypto. Instead of going to alts, they're going to the derivatives markets. We have the expansion of margin platforms and futures contracts, all of which is driving big money into Bitcoin. Just look at the CME. The markets over there have been huge. Record month after record month. And we have Backed, and we have LedgerX, and we have ErisX. These are all going to bring massive liquidity to Bitcoin. We can, of course, add in that the crypto OGs are a heck of a lot more skeptical this time around with altcoins. But once Bitcoin is at $60,000, you know damn well that new investors, they're going to be looking for cheap altcoin, guys. They're going to be looking at coins that are under $1 or under a penny. Why? Because we're silly apes, guys. That's why. But for us altcoin bag holders, we may simply have to wait for Bitcoin to maybe hit all-time highs or at least cross back over that $20,000 mark before we have some really silly action in the altcoin markets. Institutions are buying Bitcoin now, guys. They're not really buying many alts. A little bit of Ethereum maybe. And yes, if we see Ethereum derivatives come online for someone like the CME, watch out, because that would be big. Anyone counting the likes of Ethereum out and saying that they're dead is missing the big picture of the cryptosphere and where the money is going to start flowing. Which really I think it underlines that we're just early days here, guys. There are still so many 100x's that are going to happen in the crypto space over the coming years. But many investors do need to face the hard truth that we are still waiting for real adoption in crypto land, and that not all of the blockchains are going to win, guys, because so many of these are simply startup companies. They are not going to stand the test of time. But you know what? You can make a heck of a lot of money speculating on these before that happens to a lot of them. The end game for many people, of course, is getting more Bitcoin, and playing the altcoin game is a great way to do it. And yes, some altcoins are going to make big gains over the next year or two versus Bitcoin. But the altcoin game is a tricky game. It requires a lot of research and good risk management. You have to think long term for the really quality cryptos, and you have to be willing to look short to mid-term for the more speculative stuff, and to know how to realize the difference. To take an example from history, because this gets brought up a lot, the only companies that flourished after the dot-com collapse were the companies that brought real value. The others, they all fell by the wayside. But before they did, speculators made loads of money before they were all forgotten about. Looking back on 2017, it was kind of an alt bubble. And while we can draw some lines and lessons from the dot-com era, this is not that time. Things are coming harder and faster. We are already in the beginning of the next stages of a bull market. But not an exuberant bull run. But that will happen at some point as a crescendo to the bull market overall. There remains big upside potential on many cryptos that are not Bitcoin. But quite a few of my alt positions, to be honest, I do not see as mega long-term holds. They may take 6 months, they might take a year to pay out, but profits will be taken on those. But if you do not have the time or the energy to devote to seeking out hot projects with great potential, then it's kind of like day trading, guys. It's probably best avoided for you, and you should really just focus on stacking sats and chilling. But if you do have the time and energy, then realize that so many projects in the crypto land, they are massively overvalued. Much of their price is simply based on speculation of what they will be in the future, if they will be anything, not on the actual value provided by their network or the cash flow of any of these businesses. That being said, many high-quality projects are being launched now, but the total number of ICOs is way down compared to where it was in 2017. We have fewer projects, but I think we have much better projects which are launching now. And the new projects, they will shine. Just look at the charts of many of the recent IEOs. Yes, a few of the old boys will do well too, but currently, things like, massive partnership announcements or mainnets, they're really not doing very much to most altcoins outside of like a 1 or 2 day pump, after which is followed by a big retracement. They're not sustaining enough of that value. Here's some interesting stats for you, by the way. The previous alt season really only lasted around 2 months, followed by basically a 1.5 years of pain, which, to be honest, is still not finished for a lot of altcoins. Realize that while this is the start of a bull market, the bull run will really happen when hysteria takes over. And the bull run will likely be short like the previous alt season was. The bull run will be when you see steaming piles of crap pump for 300% for no damn reason. Now at the moment we are seeing many altcoins that have done pretty okay in terms of dollar value, but which have been wrecked massively in Satoshi value, which we're trying to get more Bitcoins, but it all matters about. Although some alts are doing very well. We have Link and Grin and BNB and Beam and a lot of the recent IEOs, but it is far from a universal experience. Still though, massive amounts of money are being made today playing the altcoin markets. Those that are calling all altcoins dead, they're simply not paying attention to what's actually going on. Some altcoins will absolutely outperform Bitcoin in the current market and in the coming market. However, money in the market is a bit smarter now. It is hyper-focused on quality projects, and I do mean the real quality stuff here, guys. We're talking about the roads and the rails of the future crypto economy. We are increasingly seeing a focus on the blockchains themselves. We see a lot of money, for example, flowing into things like Ethereum, as well as coins that have been consistently delivering over time. Projects like Engine, projects like Link, or ones which have really a wide promise to deliver something awesome in the future. Things like Cardano or Quant, for example. But many will simply be forgotten about due to, failed deadlines or lack of funding or simply jaded communities that gave up on it. Projects that can solve real problems, projects that can deliver actual value, those are the ones that will maintain real long-term value. Teams that can deliver when they say they are going to deliver are the ones which will rise up to the top. But we need to accept that even alts with big communities, or which may seem like they may be superior or that they're going to be able to compete big time in the markets, they're going to fail miserably for one reason or another. This is why I wanted to share some ideas with you on how you can maximize your altcoin gains today and into the long bull run in the years to come. Get your ear to the ground for the big events. Take the litecoin halving as a good example. Everyone knew it was coming. It was no surprise. But many failed to act in time. Now the savvy investors, they got in early at 20, 30, 40, 50 bucks. And a lot of them have taken at least some profits on those gains. Look on the calendar for upcoming mainnets for exciting projects that are a few months away. There is usually hype that builds up in anticipation of those events. Pay attention to the trends as well, guys. The current altcoin market still has so much opportunity around if you can catch the right trends. Overall, the market has been paying a lot of attention to, and a lot of gains are being made in the IEO market. Many older coins which have been delivering value have been forgotten about, guys, simply because they're just not the hot thing right now. It's a hard reality, but that's what's going on. Which for some of those old altcoins, it means the good time to grab them while no one is looking, because they might come back, and they might come back big time because they've been delivering big time on tech. For others, it's time to say goodbye. Not all altcoins are actually in accumulation phase right now. Some of them are simply in a slow death phase. Many of them will never again achieve their all-time highs. The ICO game has changed, but man, it is far from dead. The IEO is king right now. Also, don't ignore micro trends either. Look at the Mimble coins. They have all done well recently. Also, watch out for new stuff that's yet to be listed on big exchanges. Use IDEX. IDEX coins tend to have great pumps within IDEX, or they simply offer you the ability to go and get this stuff before it lists on bigger exchanges. So many people grabbed Quant on IDEX when it was priced at $1 or $2. There are still hidden gems over on IDEX that can be found. I really have no idea why more people don't take the leap and trade over there. Maybe it's scary because it's a DEX or something. I've done a tutorial on it. You should check it out. It's really easy to use, guys. Another thing to pay attention to is to follow the money. A key indicator of success can be VC money. Look at projects with big money and big investors backing them. They can do very well in the long run. Bitcoin, not blockchain, may hold true for some of the big institutional players like Fidelity, and yes, some incoming institutional money. They're never going to buy alts unless it's regulated on a derivatives or something like that. But tell that to the VCs, because they are going big into altcoins like Reserve, for example. Keep your nose to the ground. Learn how to find and how to spot good stuff before everyone else picks up on it. You don't need to wait for alt season where every crypto pumps at the same time. You just throw money at anything and make money. Massive wealth is being made right now in the crypto markets. The savvy investors are doing very well by finding projects early. There are so many coins which have pumped big time this year, but the experience has been a very selective one. It has not been an across-the-board altland pump. But you don't need every altcoin to pump, guys. Just the ones that you have selectively put your money into after doing in-depth due diligence. And the next idea I want to discuss, I know it's a tough one for a lot of us guys, it's cutting the losers. I have cut many losers over the last 6 to 10 months. There are only a few heavy bags that I'm still holding that, yes, they probably should have been cut a long time ago as well, but out of greed or delusion, I didn't do it. But you know what? I personally have reconciled that I'm either going to lose all of my money on those particular cryptos or they're going to recover in the future. But there's not very many that I think about like that. If they do go to zero, well, tough lesson learned. Greed gets the best of all of us, guys, but try not to let it take over, because the harsh and uncomfortable truth is that some of those coins, they're simply not going to come back, guys. They're dead. The devs have stopped working on them. Deadlines have been missed so many damn times that things just become permanently shelved. Trading volume has dropped off to the point of basically complete irrelevance. There's zero social media buzz. There's no community left to speak of. Anyone hanging on, at that point, they're just holding a bag that's not likely to ever recover. So, something to think about. Now, some people may see that as negative, But I don't actually see it as a negative. I see this as evolution. I see this as survival of the fittest. This is good in the long term for the market. Experiment with ideas. Let the bad ones wash out and the good ones rise to the top. Which leads me on to my next point. Take profits. Really, guys, try as much as possible to emotionally detach yourself from your bags. You are not betraying anyone by selling your altcoin bag. Protect your damn capital. Learning how to take profits is really not that hard. If your coin is in profit, then guess what? You have made money. You can take some of that out. Congratulations. But unrealized gains, that is to say gains that you do not cash out or, really just watch go up and don't take any profit on, those are not really gains, because those gains can just as quickly turn into a loss. One solid idea is to take your initial investment capital back out after it's doubled, for example. Just as an example for you, I actually recently did this with Phantom on the Binance listing. Took my initial investment out, but I'm still keeping a moon bag because I like Phantom. I think it's a great project. So whatever your strategy might be, make sure you have a damn strategy when you're going in and getting your altcoins. Remember, you're unlikely to time the exact bottom of a coin or to sell the exact top of a coin. Just remove that stress completely from your life. Find a solid way to ease in and ease out of positions. There are a million different variants of numbers and strategies that you can use to take profits. But actually the key thing is to actually take some profits at some point. So I want to ask you guys, please share your ideas down below. Share your strategies down below in the comment section for your strategies on taking profits on coins. Maybe we can all learn some new ideas. Maybe some new investors that are watching this video can see some different opinions from people who've been in the space a lot longer and can learn some knowledge about how the heck do you make money in crypto. You got to take profits, guys. You got to take profits at some point. So put your strategies down below, guys. I'll be super interested to read them. And I know that a lot of other people, we can all learn together as a crowd, learning knowledge about crypto, guys. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching today's video. You guys are totally freaking awesome. I know I say it all the time, but really, I mean it. You guys freaking rock. I love you guys so much. So thank you so much for continuing to support the channel. And if you are new around here, make sure to subscribe to the channel. Click the bell so you know when I put out a new video. If you did find this video useful, hit that thumbs up button, guys. It'd be super, super awesome. Long live the blockchain, and peace out till next time.